In this world, we are told the most important aspect of all comedy is timing. I sure felt that the last 48 hours. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is probably the second or third time I try to record this, so I'm not in the best mood, so this will fit with the current situation that we're dealing with. And this is regarding the current state of Helldivers 2. Because Sony, in their infinite wisdom, decided to take a beautiful thing that they had and decided to destroy it in every single possible way they could have. How is that that you may ask? Well, I'll just read it out to you. This is regarding a most recent update that they announced 2 days ago. Beforehand, though, I released my Helldivers video. It did extremely well, and I am forever thankful for the support. But then, the next day, Sony, in their infinite wisdom, decided to release this on Steam. Attention Helldivers. Due to technical issues at the launch of Helldivers 2, we allowed the linking requirements for Steam accounts to a PlayStation Network account to be temporarily optional. That grace period will now expire. See details below in this post. Account linking plays a critical role in protecting our players and upholding values of safety and security providing on PlayStation and PlayStation Studios games. This is our main way to protect players from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in the type of behavior. It also allows those players that have been banned the right to appeal. As such, as of May 6, all new Helldivers 2 players on Steam will be required to connect their Steam account to a PlayStation Network account. Current players on Steam will start to see the mandatory login from May 30th and will be required to have a linked in Steam and PlayStation Network account by June 4th. PlayStation Network accounts are free and easy to set up using this link. We understand that while this may be an inconvenience to some of you, this step will help us to continue to build a community that you are all proud to be a part of. Many thanks to your continued support of Helldivers 2. Sony Interactive Entertainment. I also want to point out at the time of this recording, Sony has or Steam has completely removed all of the traces of it in their communications forums. So, of course, fan response with this was incredibly swift, with a rightful and deserved review bombing for this game. Why? Because, well, there's a lot of reasons why this is an issue. First of all, the game already... Okay, let me backtrack. So, supposedly, this is for protecting players and from griefing and abuse by enabling the banning of players that engage in that type. By the way, we're going off script with this kind of thing. We're flying off the seat of our pants right now. So that kind of claim is complete hogwash. Why? Because the game already has kernel level anti-cheat on PC. I hate that I failed to mention this and I apologize. But the game already has kernel level anti-cheat on PC. Meaning that they can be able to have full control of your computer, so should you be able to be using that for cheating. So if you happen to use cheats, they can automatically ban you quickly. And on top of that, not even a month, about a couple days after this, they talked about how they were already patenting an auto-detect in-game harassment system using biometric data to read your emotions. So it's kind of convenient that this news is starting to go around. And as this is going on, of course, fans continuously defended this and also pointed out how Microsoft has also done this kind of stuff as well. And yes, they have. But not only is it not even nearly as bad as Sony's is currently, but also it has nothing to do with this conversation considering this is involving Sony. And considering how not only do they have a bad track record in regards to security and data breach, it also affects other peoples in countries. For regarding the hacking access thing, here's this. Just check this out. April 2011, hackers access personal data of 77 million Sony PlayStation Network users, meaning 77 account holders, essentially every user in this PlayStation Network at the time, was completely stolen. How do I know? Gar of the Rage was one of them. He pointed that out in his own video. Link to that will be in the description below, sorry. May 2011. Personal details on 25 million Sony online entertainment customers were stolen. June 2011. Sony Pictures website hacked, exposing 1 million accounts. November 2014. Hackers steal 100 terabytes of data from Sony Pictures. December 2014. PlayStation Network taken down by Christmas DDoS attack. This was around the time when the Lizard Squad stuff was going around. August 2017, hacker group accesses social media accounts from Sony. September 2023, Sony investigates alleged hack have stolen 260 gigabytes of proprietary data from Sony. By the hacker's descriptions, all of Sony systems. They posted 6,000 files as a sample of the stolen data, including PowerPoint presentations and source code files for video games, including Insomniac's latest titles like Wolverine. Did everybody seem to forget this? Everybody? Oh, and lastly, October 2023, Sony identifies and notifies employee data breach. Seems like they have a really bad track record with when it comes to their security systems and their lack of care towards their customers' personal information. Oh, and on top of this, in certain countries like in the UN, or the UK, I should say, those require either a Face ID or using an ID or driver's license. So, if those end up getting hacked, guess what? All that gets taken too. And on top of this, the other biggest issue that a lot of people like to say is that, oh, it's just easy to set up, of course. Yeah, well, for countries that actually have it. So, when it comes to those that actually do have it, quote unquote, that's a total of only 69 of those countries. However, a detailed list was shown of the amount of countries that cannot make a PSN account. And guess how many of those actually occur? Those from Afghanistan to a big part of Africa to Belarus and Europe. So if those are playing games, playing Helldivers 2 on Steam, and they can't be able to play a PSN account, congrats. They're pretty much shit out of luck. And to all of those that say, oh, we could just easily just use a VPN for this kind of stuff. Here's a Chinese player trying to get their Steam account linked to PSN through a VPN. Oh look, they got banned while doing so. So you're telling me I'm supposed to trust Sony not only with my PSN account, but also all of my Steam account and my Steam Deck? No. No thank you. And what kills me about this the most, about all of this, is that most of the backlash, I'm going to tell this right now, none of my backlash is to Arrowhead at all. In fact, I feel terrible for the developers. I really do. Because they've come out and said that pretty much everything that's been going on is pretty much Sony's fault. And they've went out and stated that they recommend that you guys refund and review bomb the game, because this will help in giving them more ammo to use against Sony for this decision and hopefully reverse it. Which, honestly, props to these guys, despite the community managers not being all that bright. But, honestly, that's just what upsets me about this the most, is that it's genuinely, I love Helldivers, and I love the developers, and I loved seeing what these guys were able to create. One of the directors, hell, even posted a tweet saying, ouch, right in the review score. Well, I guess it's warranted. Sorry everyone for how this all transpired. I hope we will make it up and regain the trust by providing a continued great game experience. I just want to make great games. And I totally feel that, dude. Oh, and on top of all this, it gets better. It gets so much better. Listen to this. Pirate Software, a fine gentleman, decided to point out that apparently Sony decided to change the narrative a little bit. In May 3rd, here's a little bit of the frequently asked questions page. Do I have to sign in to PSN to play a PlayStation game on PC? Says that signing into PSN is optional when playing a PlayStation game on PC. Okay, so, but then the next day, which is today, here's what shows up. Some PlayStation games may require you to sign in and link to an account for PSN. And also, on top of that, you know, all those countries that I mentioned earlier, as I was going on through the day, I decided to check out certain things going on. And what do you know? They delisted the game off of those specific countries, specifically doubling down. I said to myself, no way they are doing that. I said, no way they're doing that. But apparently they are, and I guess I should have expected more. The consumer loses, again, for the 15 millionth time. And what gets me the most annoyed is that it easily could be resolved. Because here's my thing, right? I have a PSN as well, right? I can admit that I do have one, and I can easily link it if I wanted to. But the problem is, none of that should be necessary. They waited for 3 months to get this implemented. Yes, it was on the Steam page for a quick, brief period of time, but they even said, like I mentioned, that it was completely optional on their facts page. So, which is it? Does it clearly know what they're going with now? Honestly, this whole thing could have just been resolved if they say, hey, maybe instead of linking your entire PSN just to play the damn game, instead they could just, I don't know, make it so that it's for crossplay. Like if you wanted to do crossplay, you had to link your PSN. At least then I can accept that. But no, instead, if you don't have a PSN count, good luck. And I really hope that this gets reversed. I really do. But chances of that, especially with the current doubling down, are incredibly slim. And originally, I wasn't going to do a video like this, but I have to because it's my job to warn you guys as a consumer. It would be a massive conflict of interest if I didn't. So, well, what is this? Now, the big question is what does this mean for the future of Helldivers? Will it die out? May have Sony have pretty much killed it? I don't know. A part of me hopes that they didn't, but honestly, I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they can reverse it, but for now, this is all the news we have been given. And really that's all I have to say for you guys. This news sucks, honestly. The current review score is at mixed, with the current reviews being negative at 23% at the time of this recording. And that's disheartening because remember how I mentioned in my original video is that how this game respected their audience? I still mean that. I still mean everything I say in that video. I'm not changing my mind on. Everything they did was 100% correct, and I'm not backtracking the video because I genuinely love this game and I love this hobby. So who knows what happens next, you know? And that's pretty much all I have to say for you guys. Like I said before, thank you so much for the support of the last video, the Helldivers 2 one. I'll link that in the description video as well. Also check out Gara's as well. He did a good job talking about this as much as I did. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks so much. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace out. And we were just gonna get vehicles too. Can't have anything in this household!